Hello, what's going on? It's your boy Lil Mike 6, and today I got a video where I'm gonna talk about the Xbox 360 versus the PlayStation 3, and then I got a few other things that I want to talk about. But basically, I want to talk about who I think won the battle between Xbox 360 and PlayStation 4. Who truly delivered a better system, and why did they deliver a better system? I'll explain who won as far as being a good system to their customers, and who actually won as far as just delivering a better playing experience. And honestly, I can just tell you straight up front, 360 had a better playing experience as far as connection and online basically. But to me, PlayStation just took over on everything else. Controller, I like the PlayStation controller a lot more. Some people like the 360 controller, but I'm not a 360 controller fan. It doesn't fit everybody. It only fits like those who are extreme hardcore game like players and things like that. I can almost guarantee you that if I get a game like Mortal Kombat or something, and this will be a way to prove and kind of show people that the PlayStation 3 controller can be much better than 360 controller. I can play against anybody. I can connect, because I know you can connect your PlayStation 3 and your 360 controller to your computer. I could connect my both controllers to my computer, and then I could play against somebody in like a Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe or something like that, or even Call of Duty. I can play them in like a split screen match, and I guarantee you I can beat them with the PlayStation controller. It's a lot easier. You can do a lot more with the PlayStation controller. You can tap. Everything just works a lot better. The controller is, to me, is just, I don't want to say it's a better made controller, because the analogs or like the main focus on the 360 is the analog sticks, but on the PlayStation it's more like more all around. Like the buttons are a lot better, easier to push, and you can rapidly tap the triggers and everything. It's just the main thing about that is with the 360 is just basically the analog sticks, and that's the only thing that I really like about the 360 controller, is just the analog sticks. If they could put that 360 style analog sticks into a PlayStation 3 controller, then it'd just be so much better, because the PlayStation 3 controllers, that the analog sticks kind of jam a lot, they kind of get stuck a lot and things like that. That's the only thing, is just if they can fix those analog sticks, then they'll be perfectly fine. And the PlayStation 3 controller, all kids can play on it and everything. Anybody can play it. But as far as online gameplay, of course 360 takes that, and I wouldn't be surprised if they take it as much money as they charge you. So I'll kind of go into price and kind of explain why I did not like the 360, and why I think that the PS3 definitely takes the whole thing, the whole ball game of who wins this kind of 360 PS3 war. I'll start off with the PlayStation 3 so people can get an understanding. And this is my thoughts here, or when these systems were first released, not like mid time or anything like that. This is when the systems were first released. Now firstly, when you go back and you look at the PlayStation 3 when it was first released, they released the PlayStation 3 with two different types. The 20 gig and the 60 gig, which was the 20 gig I believe was $349, and then the 60 gigs at the time was $399. Now they released the PlayStation 4 when Blu-ray players were $1,000 and up. The cheapest you could get a Blu-ray player at the time of the PlayStation release was at Blu-ray players were at $1,000. So that automatically should tell people that PlayStation was not in it to just completely rip people off. They gave you the newest technology. They gave you Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. They gave you a Blu-ray player, and also they gave you a controller that you did not need to charge, and they gave you free PlayStation Network. So honestly, if you really look at it, you really stole about $600 from PlayStation. If you bought that $399 system, you really took about $600 from them. They actually just gave you $600 instead of you really spending anything. At the time, it was just like buying a Blu-ray player for your TV. So really, buying a PlayStation wasn't a bad investment, even if you weren't intent on playing PlayStation. If you were going to buy a 360, a PlayStation was not a bad investment. Now, this is at the same time of the 360 release, around the same period of time. That's all you spent. That's what I'm saying. That's all you really would spend for the PlayStation, and now you have a system that you can enjoy. Okay, now if you're going to play online, then that's all you need. It's just that, and then you get your, of course, internet connection, but I'm not going to talk about that in this video because the internet doesn't have anything to do with the system. So now let's go into the 360. If you were to buy an Xbox 360 at the time, they had two systems available: the $199 plain system, and then the $299 with HDMI and H in the hard drive. Now, if you buy the system that was $199 plain, that means you don't get the high definition because you don't get an HDMI cord. Now, the 360 didn't come with an HDMI cord. Now, that sucks because if you're going to have an HD TV, you're going to need an HDMI cord to at least enjoy the game in HD. Unless you were just intent on using component cables and enjoying it like that. So that automatically, took off some points there for me. And then the hard drive that did come with the system was only 20 gigs. So more than likely, you're just going to snatch that out anyways and replace it no matter which system you bought, because once you get about 2 or 3 games, or once they start hitting you with all those updates, eventually you're going to need a new hard drive to even play any game online. So basically you're spending about $200 there, just that's about $300 there if you buy the big boy with the hard drive that you've already spent $300 on that, and that has no Blu-ray player, so you don't get any $600 back or anything. Like, it's not really like that with this system. So when you get the plain version, it's kind of like you just get nothing. It's just a system, and you're gonna have to buy a hard drive because you're gonna have to do updates and things like that. You really can't play online without updating. So more than likely you're gonna spend another $99 on a hard drive, the 120 gigabyte hard drive. So once you do that, now if you bought that $299 system, I'll just say, or I'll just stick with the $199, so then that way some of the 360 people who won't be like, oh well, I didn't even care about the HD EMI port or whatever, okay, so I'll just go with the $199 system. So you spent $199 plus the other $99, which is going to bring you to about $300 anyways for the system and the hard drive. Then if you're going to play online, more than likely most people are going to play with the system somewhere connected somewhere else in their house. It doesn't come with Wi-Fi, so you're going to need to buy a Wi-Fi connector, unless you just plan on never having anything else plugged up in your house to your internet, just your system. So you're going to need Wi-Fi, which is another $100. It's going to cost you right there the same amount that you've paid for that PlayStation. You just pay for this 360 here, and it doesn't have Blu-ray nor Bluetooth. Blu-ray nor Bluetooth. So right now you're already at $400 for an Xbox that still doesn't have Bluetooth on it, and it still doesn't have a Blu-ray player on there. So then once you go into it and you think about it, hey, you're going to need either batteries, or you're going to need to just go ahead and buy a charge pack that's going to always kind of keep your controller charged, which is about another $15 added to that. So that's putting you at $415. You've already spent more money for this system just for that, for those reasons alone, of just trying to play your game the same way you would play PlayStation 3 without having to go out and buy anything for your controller or anything, just to be able to enjoy the game. Now if you're gonna play, and since the game was released, they had $60 that you can play for the Xbox or whatever. More than likely, before this whole time is up, you're more than likely going to run into that red ring of death. And I'll just keep talking through this video even though it's ending. You're more than likely going to run into the red ring of death, which means you're probably going to need to buy another system. But before we go into that, you're more than likely going to buy 7 years of Xbox Live, which is about $59.99 per year, which is $60 a year. I mean, yeah, $60 a year. So from when the game was released until now, you spent another $419. So that puts you at about $840 that you've probably already spent on your Xbox, compared to the PlayStation, where you really got about $600 back, really, truly. And not only that, but if you got that red ring of death, that means that you have to buy this new Xbox that they came out with for another $189, which would put you at $1,000. A lot of people may say, oh, no, it didn't happen, and they'll defend Xbox and say that's not how Xbox is. But the honest truth is the fact that you spent over $1,000 on Xbox 360s. Think about it. You spent over $1,000 for Xbox 360s when you could simply buy a PlayStation, and they actually cheated themselves and gave you a system with an extra $600. So that's why I say the PlayStation really beat the Xbox 360, because you paid over $1,000 for a slightly better gaming experience online, not offline, but just online only. And they made you pay for everything. They made you buy everything you needed, just about everything that you wanted to do on that Xbox 360 you had to pay for. And if you had bought that system with that HDMI cord, then that would have been, even more money. But that's one reason why I say the PlayStation beat the Xbox. Even in this next time and generation, I'm still saying that the PlayStation is going to beat the Xbox. The Xbox One, it's pretty much ran by some money hungry guys. These guys are just completely money hungry. They don't care about anything. All they want is money, money, money. I've been saying this since the Xbox was first released. When I first found out that it wasn't going to have a Blu-ray drive, this was 7 years ago. I was still in high school. I was telling my friends I was going to get a PlayStation, and they were saying, well, the Xbox. One of my friends had an Xbox. We like playing them in the Xbox, but I knew right off the bat I wasn't going to get a Xbox 360. I ended up getting the new version of the Xbox 360. And I did have an older Xbox 360, but my main focus was getting that PlayStation 3 first, because that was the game system that I knew was for the people. That was a system that I would support more. I'm not really going to support the Xbox One much. I don't think anybody is at this point, because a lot of people are starting to see what they're doing. They're really money hungry. They're really going to try to eat a lot of people's pockets up. And they're going to try to get as much money out of you for the least that they can put out as far as gaming experience. And the only reason I think they're putting out this Blu-ray now in the system is just because Blu-ray has went down to an affordable price. But that's all I got to say. I want to thank you guys for watching. Peace.